Welcome to Papa's Workshop. Well, today I'm going to be unboxing and showing you a brand new laser. Now this is by Genmitsu. It is the Jinsoku LE1620. Now this is a small laser, and I quite frankly did not think I would like a small laser, but I absolutely love it and I can't wait to show it to you. So let's get started. Now this is the smallest laser that I have tried. And quite frankly, when I talk to people, I always say, buy the biggest CNC machine that you can to fit your budget and fit your space that you have in your shop. But I have to tell you, after unboxing this new laser and testing it out, I was very, very impressed. This 16 by 20 is a small bed laser. It only has 2 screws to assemble it. You put 4 little screws on to hold the laser, couple of wires to plug in, and it's set up. You can do it in less than 5 minutes, and you can be engraving in less than 10 minutes. Now I'm using the Lightburn software, which I love, and I recommend that to you guys, and I'm not sponsored by Lightburn in any way. I just like their product. So I want to go ahead and get this out of the box and show you just how easy it is to put it together. Okay, let's open up this box. First thing you're going to notice is the instructions right there on top. Don't throw those away. You'll be needing those. But I'll tell you, the assembly is going to be so easy. Let's get this foam out of the way. And this exposes literally the entire laser. This is the X-axis arm, completely assembled and ready to go. There is nothing that you have to do to this. This is the base of the laser. This has everything completely assembled. It doesn't get any easier than this. Okay, I got that layer of foam out of the way, and the next thing that I find is 2 pieces of the MDF. Now this is great for doing some test engraving. Now let's go ahead and pull the laser out. Now this laser is a 5.5 watt or 5500 milliwatt laser. This is the USB drive and the little gauge to be able to measure it. Now this is a 20 millimeter block. And you have the screws. Notice how small that package is. It has everything you need in that little bitty package. And of course you have the power cord. Can't forget that. And it even has a marker. I'm not sure why you need the marker, but it's there. And this of course is a USB cable. Don't forget the glasses. You're definitely going to need the glasses whenever you're engraving. And that's it. This box is empty. Let's go ahead and assemble this. To assemble this, it is so easy. I put the base down on the table, which is the Y-axis, and I grab the 2 screws. These are the M5 screws that come in that little bitty package of parts. And I'm going to put that right on to this Y-axis. Tighten them down. And the assembly of the laser is done. Just tighten the 2 screws. It's self-aligning. You don't have to do anything else to it. So with the laser complete, all we need to do is attach the laser itself to this Z-axis. And even the laser has the mount already done. It is pre-mounted onto the laser. Now in that kit with all of those parts, you have 4 screws. Those are little M3 screws that you're going to use to be able to attach the laser to this machine. And they even provide the Allen wrench to be able to do it. I actually never thought that it would be so easy to be able to put together a laser. Anyone can do this. You don't need to have any experience at all to be able to assemble this and get it ready to start engraving. Now, what's left? The machine is actually put together completely. The only thing we need to do is plug in a couple of wires. All the wiring for this is completely done. I just plugged in the X-axis. I'm going to flip the machine over now, and I'm going to connect the laser to the control board. It has 2 wires there. One is for the fan and one is for the laser, and they're clearly labeled. And all you have to do is just snap those into position. Now what makes this even easier? These 2 plugs are different sizes, which means you can't go wrong. All you need to do is just plug these in to the appropriate size slot and you're done. you cannot mess this up. And if you look at the instructions, it even tells you exactly where to put the little cable ties to help you manage the cables and keep them out of the way. And these cable supplies, you guessed it, they came with this kit too. Now I used 2 of these cable ties to be able to secure the wiring, and that was all that I would needed. So you've got some extra ones in your kit too, should you ever need them. Well, there it is. It's all done. The only thing we need to do now is plug in the power and the USB cable. And of course, let me grab the computer, and we're going to get that hooked up too. Now I have this laser sitting on my workbench. I've got the computer open, and I have it all plugged in. So we're going to do a real quick test carve, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to use the Lightburn software. I opened up Lightburn in my computer. There is no file loaded, but the laser has communicated with the software, and it is ready to be able to be used. And so I should be able to move it at this point. Let me zoom out just a little bit, and we're going to move this to the right. And you can see the laser, it moves to the right on the x-axis. We'll move back to the left, and it's working perfectly. Let's go on the y-axis. We move it up, and we can move it down. So everything is doing exactly what it needs to do, and I haven't done anything else other than just turn the switch on and open up Lightburn. I hit the fire button, which is a very low power, to make sure that my MDF is centered. And now let's create a little file. I have the X, Y set at the dead center. That is going to be my point of origin. Now I'm going to take this little gauge. This is a 20mm gauge that came with the laser. And I'm going to just lower the laser down. And this has the manual screw at the top until it just touches this gauge, and that will focus the laser. With that completed, I now have my X, Y, and my Z axis all zeroed to exactly where I want it. To start this little project, one of the things I like to do is actually put in the size of my workpiece. Now this is 3 7/8 or 3.875. So I'm going to go ahead and create a square of that size. By selecting that box, I can create this and then come up to the top and set the exact measurements. Now when you create this square, it comes in as a fill. That's why it's solid black. To change that, all I need to do is come over to the Cuts menu, and I change that to the line, not the fill. And now you can see the black line all the way around. That's the border of my workpiece. So now let's add some text. So the simplest thing I can do is just type in their logo. So I'm going to type in the Genmitsu, and this is going to come in actually quite a bit larger, and that's okay. So all I need to do is just resize this real quick and to make it fit inside of my square. By highlighting the text, you create these little handles. You just grab the corner of it, and you can reduce it down to any size that you want. And from there, I'm going to slide it back over and put it into the center of the workspace. Now let's do the same thing again. Select the text, and we're going to add a second line and put in the Jinsoku LE1620. And again, it's going to come in large, and that's okay. We'll do the exact same thing. We're going to highlight this, and we're going to take the little handle and make it smaller and fit right underneath the Genmitsu. Now I think this is going to give us a good test to see how this laser is going to work. One of the things I want to point out to you, the little green square box right there in the center, that's the point of origin. That is where I have the laser set up on my MDF block, and that's how it's oriented in the Lightburn software. Now over in the Cuts menu, as far as the settings, I'm going to be using 70 inches per minute with 100% power. And we're going to do our first test carve with those settings. Time to put the glasses on and hit the engrave. And it's off and running. So 2 screws to assemble this machine, 4 screws to attach the laser. You plug in a couple of connectors that are already set, and you're ready to be able to start engraving. So in less than about 5 minutes, you can be engraving with your own laser. And actually, I believe I could reduce the power setting, don't need to go with the 100%, and still get an excellent engraving. Now at 70 inches per minute, this has gone through this process very, very quickly, and the results are actually amazing. Just look at that. I want to zoom in real close so that you can take a look at it. That is amazing for the first engrave of this new laser. Now with that completed, I'm going to go ahead and just flip this over. We're going to set it up again on the center, and I want to be able to do a second test with the fill. So from here, I'm going to hit the fire button. I'm going to line that up right on the point of origin, which is dead center of this MDF square. Now the only thing I need to do is come over to the cut settings, and we're going to have this do one pass. We set it to fill. We're going to leave the rest of the settings the same. So you can see this is the line. That's what we just did. I just drew this with the fill, and that's what it's going to look like. So this is going to be 70 inches per minute with the 100% power. I've aligned this, so we are ready to be able to get the glasses on and hit engrave. Now at this point, you notice it's going to be doing a rasper type of engraving. So it's going to do one line at a time and move from left to right on the x-axis. Now I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I cannot believe just how easy it is to be able to go from unboxing this laser to get it set up and in operation in less than about 15 minutes to be able to start the first engraving. This is absolutely amazing. If you have ever considered getting involved with the CNC machines and doing the laser type engraving, this is a great inexpensive way to be able to get started and to be able to experience some fantastic results very quickly. Now when you do the laser engraving, there's no reason to clamp anything down. It's not necessary because nothing is going to move that project. Nothing ever touches your project board. And again, that shows you just how easy this whole process it is. You don't need to worry about clamps. You don't need to worry about the glue and tape method. All you need to do is set the project down, make sure that it's aligned to the correct orientation, and you're ready to be able to start engraving. And in just a matter of minutes, you're going to have a completed project. Now with that being said, you have to consider the size of the project. But at 70 inches per minute, it goes quickly. And look at the results. This is fantastic. So this is one pass with the setting at 70 inches per minute at 100% power with one pass. And the results are just amazing. I absolutely think this is fantastic. The nice thing about this is so small and compact, you can set this up in just about any space that you have available in your home. I hope you will consider getting involved with the laser engraving. It's just a ton of fun. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the Patreons who support this channel. And if you'd like to support this channel, please go to patreon.com/pawpawsworkshop. And I'd also like to thank the people at the Genmitsu, which is Sandsmart, for providing me this laser to be able to test it out and show it to you and change my mind. So thank you guys for watching today, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you on the next project that I do in my shop, whatever that may be.